Hello? Yay! It's working. Hello, good evening. Welcome to... Get this right. Welcome to Midweek Deals. It's Wednesday night. It's 6 o'clock. Thank you for joining me here in the Craft Cave. Look, we have a partial Christmas decoration. I was planning to get it all decorated up, but time has just absolutely run away from us. So who are we saying hello to this evening? Oh, we're getting everyone popping in. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please say hello. And if you're watching us on Facebook, say hello as well. So who have we got? Good evening, Susan. Good evening, Yvonne. Good evening, Samantha. I love you, Samantha Hughes, Sarah Jane Kennedy, Susan Mittelbach, Yvonne Johnson, Craftaholic, Maureen Nunn, lovely Janet McRae, said Samantha, Craftaholic, yay. Oh, loads of people. We're really clicking in today. So good evening, welcome. Well, Midweek Deals. I'm going to say it because I haven't said it for ages. What is it? This is our chance to sort of almost clear the warehouse a little bit. We have got Crafts 2 and the Art of Craft have been going now for over... Art of Craft have been going for over 40 years now. It's 40 years this year. So we have a warehouse absolutely jammed with products that people have not seen. Oh, bless our Nicola said she ordered at lunchtime. Hope she's ordered the right ones. You order what you like. So there's products that we haven't seen. Now, tonight's deals, some of them are 3/4 off. Some of them are 75% discount. It's almost like amazing Black Friday deals. But on Black Friday, I will be back. There's no launch this Sunday. There's no new launch on Sunday night. So don't worry. We're not going to be launching any new products on Sunday night. In fact, I don't think we've not got a launch. We've got a launch on Monday on Hobbycraft and available on the Art of Craft as well. But there's an exclusive deal with a really good bargain on Hobbycraft. But that's it then until Boxing Day. That's it for the new releases. So on Friday, howdy doodly do, Aran. I love that phrase. So if you're actually watching us, there won't be on Sunday. There'll be nothing. But I will be back on Friday night at 6 to introduce our Black Friday deals. It's the first time we've ever done a Black Friday deal. And there are half price and less. There are some up to half price. There's some half price. There's some really, really cheap products. And they're all on new items. That's on Black Friday. So that's really worth tuning in for that. So, but tonight we're back to our deals, and these are all deals that we've pulled. So hello Moira, hello Deborah, Emma Woods, Beryl Thompson, Linda. As you say hello on YouTube and Facebook. Facebook's a lot quicker, so it's very hard to catch everyone. But YouTube, it gives me a list almost. So it's quite useful to say as people say hello on YouTube. So, lost it. So tonight we're giving you some absolutely amazing deals, like 25% of the price, which is crazy. So I'm going to go with the first one because this we've got quite a few designs on, and I'm going to have to show you. I'm going to demo this. It was so hard. I've sort of got the bits made up, but look, these are really clever dies. These are called Open Up. So once they're done and folded, there we go. So once they're done and folded, you've got a kind of pop-up section in them. How clever is that? Can you imagine what you can make with that? So I'm going to show you how that works. But this is £4. This is absolutely crazy. Now, there are lots of different... It's that big. It's actually 11.5 inches by 5.5 inches, I think it is. Is it 11.5 by 5.5? Because it's a square cardboard finish. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, that's right, yeah, it would be 11. It's a 5.5 inch square. Absolutely clever, really is. It's even got foam in it to push the bits out. There are 3 different designs for this. Such clever. All the cards tonight, all the projects tonight are all about kinetic cards. So they're all about movement cards and things that do something different. Wait till you see the heart one. It's beautiful. So that is our first deal tonight. £4. That is save £15. This was originally £19. And I think that was like a lot lower than you'd think. It really is. It's crazy. Our second deal tonight. This is kind of chosen by me. I love this set. Look at the size of that. This is basically called Flower and Branch by Nellie Snellen. But you're getting, they all stack and they all fit together. I'll show you the samples of these because I kind of went a little bit mad on making these because I just loved them. So I thought I'd go for a Christmassy one. So I thought I'd do a Christmassy one. But look, all that detail in the middle. How stunning is that? Yep, so you could do it as a poinsettia. Here is a pink. So this is non-Christmas at all. Love this one, using that foliage in there as well. I'm going to be showing you a variation on this one. But £7.50. Oh, our Susan's popping in before Zumba. Back to it as a foot infection is cleared. Oh, that's good, Susan. And good evening, Mary and Beatrice. We're getting everyone popping in now. And look at the silver flowers on that card, which I just inked through the circle stencil, stamped a couple of grey deer on, and then went with that beautiful silver. But I can't remember, and it cuts like a dream. I thought that would be a nightmare to cut, but we're going to cut them and show you. So that is the Nellie Snellen. Throw that in your basket at £7.50. Oh, Sarah Jane bought the haberdashery set. Brilliant, Sarah Jane. We're using that at 7 o'clock on Craft Cave Live. I've got everything ready along with a scrapbook. On the scrapbooks, wait for Black Friday. They are, if you like the scrapbooks, and I absolutely love them, I've got a shelf full. You're going to be able to get them for the same price as I get them for. So wait for Black Friday for those, but I'm going to be doing one of those tonight. But well done, Sarah. I'm glad you got it sorted. So our next deal tonight, this is something so many people have asked me about over the years. This was one of Prescott's famous die. Look at the packaging. Can you remember that packaging? This is PCD 16. This is the 16th die that Prescott did. Well before my time. Doesn't it look weird? This completely sold out. I had this on Crate and Craft about 6 years ago, and it completely sold out, and I had people desperately doing it and asking for it, and where can they get it from. And basically it was completely sold out. We found a box when cleaning the warehouse. That's why we've got it. And Peter, bless him, has put this at £5. Excuse me. So you are saving £16 on this. This was originally £21. If you look at the picture, but it makes you the perfect circular rocker card. Look, it actually rocks. So if you, when we were saying the other day, for your haberdashery, this would be beautiful. For your haberdashery pieces, this would be so clever and so beautiful. For baby cards, for birthday cards, for any of your sort of inserts we've done, even the Christmas ones would work so well. And it folds totally flat for postage and goes in a 5x7 envelope or an A5 envelope, but it gives you the perfect rocker card. A brilliant card, this one. Really, really is. And this is just £5. So this is absolutely crazy. Let's take that off. You don't want to see my face popping in. I've only just realised it's there. So this is a deal. I have a steal of a deal. So really would get that one. And what size envelope for the rocker, says our Emma. So the size is, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6 or 5. Let's have a look at the bottom. So it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be a 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be a 6 by about a 9, but you don't. You send it folded like that. So it will fit in a 6x6 envelope or smaller. Evening, Zena. Who else? Carol, good evening. She's loving the rocker. I think the rocker's brilliant. If you're a flower person like Carol, it's a lovely thing to hang up. Anne says she loves the big star that's hanging above my head. It's actually, I'm not going to pretend it's from Aldi, but it is something that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing this as a die next year for Christmas. That's one of the reasons I bought that. Is I'm currently at the moment drawing some Christmas because I always am. Carol says £5 is a Secret Santa gift. It is, Carol. If you've got a crafter, if there's someone you want to send a Secret Santa or a small gift to, a £5, wait till you see the other ones. So that is the rocker card. I'm going to demo that as well for you, show you how easy that one is, and finish this one off. Next, this is clever. And I thought this was really clever. So this is, look. But watch. It stands. It's a 3D kinetic card with the heart swinging in the middle. You can almost go, let's get it, really going, turned round, twisted so it spins. But how clever is that? All the flowers, everything on that is done. And again, this is only a £5. This is saving you, again, £15. These were originally £20 dies. So this is the heart. But what I've also done with the heart is, this is the waste. Can you believe? These are the waste pieces from making this that I've used to make this card. So clever, so easy to use. Really will. Love this, John. When will you be shipping to the US again? Linda, we will be shipping to the US as soon as we can sort it. If the tariffs change, if they change their mind on the tariffs, then we'd start straight again. But it won't be until next year. We just cannot find somebody to work out how to... Unfortunately, you have to pay the import duty because of the de minimis change, and we cannot find someone at the minute who's doing that right. And obviously, we can't cover that off. We'd have to double the price for everybody. So really difficult, sorry. But as soon as we can, we will let you know. So what a lot of people have said is find somebody else, one of the crafters that will get it for you or have it sent to their house and see if they'll send it over to you in America. That's what quite a few people have been doing. So just to go through it, that is the die. I'm going to take you through this because it's really easy and it looks really complicated, but it is really easy genuinely to use. So what I'm going to do next is move on to the next one. With the next one is the star, is it? Let's have a look. What one? Oh, I have. Love him. It's like a Mr. Man. He's got feet. Look. How clever is that? That's actually the back, almost. And I've stuck it through the holes. But look, same again. So look at him. How clever is that? Watch, look. Stands up. Even on an uneven surface, he stands up. Such a clever die. And again, this one is just a £5. Save £7. Save £15, sorry. But with him, you get the circle, you get the bell. So again, I've done him as a big sort of spinning. There we go. Let's tighten him up. Yay! But you also get loads of stars, decorations, baubles, bells. Little bells, different ones to go on there. Such a clever card, that one. So that is your star. You've then also got your Christmas tree. And this is really clever. I'm moving those hearts away because I thought those hearts were on and they're not. But I have used them. Wish I'd seen the sample of these before. I had no clue what these dies were looking earlier. You don't. That's why we say click onto the show and watch us live. Because that's when you get the beautiful samples. There we go. Sorry, I'm not putting the links in properly. I've done it now. Yay! The Christmas tree, really clever. Look, the bell hangs, but again, how clever is the Christmas tree? And it's really stylish, but it stands up. And again, this time I've got the bell just hanging in the middle. But in here, you look at the sample actually shown on the packaging. Our Margaret, who did this, we've got candles, bows, bells, different baubles to hang on there, everything. So a really clever one. And again, only £5 and hangs really tightly. So an absolutely, to me, stunning kinetic dice. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you through onto the website because we've got some amazing deals on here. So there is the open up Christmas star. Now, as I said, there are different designs of this. This one, the church, is beautiful. That's £4 again. It's absolutely crazy. This one, the church, look, it's a pop-up that gives you the pop-up of a full church building and the little doves hanging for like a wedding. Such a clever card. Absolutely beautiful. Down to £4. Oh, one of them's already sold out. The sleigh is already sold out. So the sleigh gives you that pop-up sleigh across. I wish I'd got that one. I didn't get that one. Oh, well, no point showing you. It's gone. The stalk with baby, beautiful. Again, holds a stalk up with a baby, gives you the little feet, £4. Crazy. The butterfly is already sold out. So the butterfly's already gone. On to the second page. You've got, oh, gingerbread, vintage flourish gingerbread man. I haven't seen that one. So there's things on it, £2.50. And these £5.20 are not the original price. They're just the price that Jane last had them at. Then you've got this set. This is a brilliant set. I haven't seen this, but this is where you can actually cut them, but you can also embroider with them. So you can actually cut them and they'll cut out, but you can actually stitch through and embroider. I know Spellbinders have just done a whole range of those. So that's the full set at £18, which gets you all of those. You've got the Christmas tree on its own. Oh, that looks interesting with the bauble chain on it and the sentiment. That's just £8 down from 15 and £6 down for that one. You've got then the Joycrafts Christmas Kitten Bundle. So you've got the star, which is sold out on its own. You've got the kittens in there. They're available individually. Oh, that's so cute. And the little Joycraft Santa's clothing. No, it's on the third page. Oh, John Next Door Cut and Emboss folder. Snowflake, one of the first products I ever launched in the John Next Door range. It's before we even started coding things properly and fully. Yeah, JNDEF 3012, yeah. Before we even started coding things properly. So that is all of the deals available tonight. So remember, some of these are already selling out. So you have got to be relatively quick on this. So get hold of them as soon as you can. And what I'm going to be doing first, I thought I'd show you how to make the beautiful heart to start with. Let's click off the right buttons. Yeah, make sure we've got... This is so easy to do and so clever to do. So honestly, it's a don't worry die. Absolute bargains, as Anne Mountjoy says. Remember, these won't be repeated. Once they've gone, they've gone. We won't be getting them back in. So I'm going to grab the die because it looks quite complex and it's not. It's really, really simple, this. This is all of your mechanism. And it's got these two clever dots. Let's just take the card out. And that's really all you need to make this work. I think this was worked so cleverly. So all you want to do is to cut that out. I'm using 300 GSM plain white card. I'm not using anything posh. And you will get it twice on A4 card. So you're not using much at all. And I've already cut this twice. So I've got my two pieces to start with. So let's move that to one side. Right, so you can see here, I've got my two pieces. And what you'll find is they cut and they punch through these two perfect holes. These are almost your line-up marks, but these are so easy to do. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up into one. Yeah. So I'm cutting up into one and I'm going to cut down into the second one. Now the best way to work this out is not to cut both holes first. So what you want to do is you want to actually slide the piece in, if it makes sense. I'm trying to show you this the right way is always a difficult. There we go. So there we go. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding those two pieces together. Yeah, that's it, as simple. That way I can see then that I need to cut up to that one and down to that one. And that's it. Can you see that? Nice and simple. Yeah. So I slide that piece in and it goes in. And those just fold like that. That is it. Where's my cut? Where's my cut? There we go. Done. That's it. Done. Really, really simple. So all you've got to do, realistically, is and I'll take them apart so you can see. You're basically cutting from one of them, you're cutting from the outside to the dot and the outside to the dot. The other one, you're cutting from the inside to the dot to the inside to the dot. Susan Shibley says, hi, Craft family, love these dies. Hope Father Christmas gets them for me. Yep, these are the sort of things I want. You want to play with these. These are ones you're going to play with over Christmas. I think these are the ones, you know, that time that we've got where there's nothing going on and the TV's crap. This is what we want to be doing, is something that's not time consuming, but fun. But there, just doing it like that, there is your stand up. How much easier could that be than a 3D card that simple? Yeah? So, what I'm going to do is now, I want to decorate this. And I found, rather than cutting this in fancy card and nice colours, the easiest way to do it is to cut myself the pieces. So, I'm going to show you how I do that. So, I've got here a piece of red. This is from our coordinations card that we had on offer the other week. So hopefully you've got this. And I'm just going to pop that in. And I'm going to put the dotted heart in there in the middle perfectly. And then I'm going to tape it down. Now the reason I'm doing that is so that, because obviously from cutting my base, I've got some perfect hearts left over. Yeah? And so from cutting this one, I don't want waste. I want to get a waste piece that fits, because that will be useful for something else. So I'm not wasting. I'm being as good as I possibly can be. So all I want to do is run that through. And when I've run that through, these are the two pieces I'm going to get. Now for me, the best thing to do was to take the red and cut off the 2 feet to make it into a perfect heart. Yeah? Oh, Susan's received all her 10 packs of card. Do you know, I would hate to think how much that cost them to post. I bet they had to use a courier to send that because it would have been so heavy. I always get mine through a courier. So glue on the back and just glue it onto there. Straight over the mechanism and everything, and you line it up by using the holes. So it's so easy to line up. So you see there, and I'm just going to fold that. But that to me, oh, you've moved. Don't move, be kind. Deborah, you said, sorry, meant to say, is there a body that goes with it? Deborah, I'm not sure. Is there a body that goes with what? I can't see a previous question from you. So I'm not sure what you mean. Is there a body that goes with it? You'll need to let me know. Okay, so we got that one. Good to keep for Valentine's cards. Great idea, Anne. Excuse me. My breath went then. Back went shopping again. Oops. Oh dear. So look how, I just think that's so clever. And again, if you're selling cards, you're going to get more for this. You really are, to my mind, than you're going to get for something beautiful and fancy that we make. The Santa clothes. Right, Deborah. There will have been, but I don't think there isn't. If it's not on that page, no. What I would suggest is you give Penny a ring tomorrow and ask her what die it was. There will have been a die. I think it was an elf die. I don't remember it, but I'm sure Penny said that to me. They might have sort of a random one, but not enough to put it online. So on the Santa Claus, ring Penny tomorrow and ask her, and she can tell you, because she knows everything about all these older dies and things. But Nicola says she was just going to... oh, Jenny says she placed your order. Thank you, Jenny. Nicola says, a Santa suit, I was going to just try and fit it on the dies I had. I would. It looks quite nice, actually. It would look quite nice on the mannequin, thinking about it. So here I've got 2 hearts, and here I've got another piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, chop the 2 feet off. But this time, I'm going to cut it in half. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting it about 4 or 5 mil away from that dot. Yeah. And again, I'm going to just wet glue it. It's the best way, if you can, wherever you can, use your craft artist. A decent PVA is probably the best glue to use for everything, wherever you possibly can. But I've cut these so that I can slide them in, because I can put another piece, yep, on the back if I want to. But I thought if I'm making this the front, I love the idea of having the double red heart rather than the white. So again, it's still a lot easier to do it this way. So I'm going to slide that on just like that. There we go. Okay. And there we go. So, yeah. Crafter Emma, if you're looking about swapping and changing and dyes and things and telling them, please do it by private message. Don't do it on the main page, because we want to keep everyone's private details private. So I would suggest the two of you sort of private message each other, rather than just, again, because it's not really, you know, we don't want people's details getting through there. We know somebody else who wants to put their full address out to say for someone to send them someone. So love that. So now I want to put the middle piece in. So I've got 2 of the circles and I'm using 2 of them. I can't tell which was the back there. I genuinely really couldn't tell which was the back. Oh, no worries, no worries, Emma. I would just say do it privately. Don't do it sort of on the main page with everyone watching. So here we go. I'm just going to take some embroidery floss. You can use, you know, fishing wire. You can use beading wire, whatever you've got. But I don't have, you know, I don't have any at the moment. And I've got a load of this. So I thought, well, this is the best way to do it for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some power tape through because I want this to be held strongly. So I'm putting some power tape right through the middle of the heart. I'm then going to put my thread through the middle. And that way, with power tape, it won't move. It won't slide off. Can you see? It's in the right place. Actually, wouldn't that look lovely with a string of those for Valentine's Day made up? Then I'm going to add some of the super tacky glue. There we go. And I'm going to top it with another one. So it's completely covered. But it's so cleverly symmetrically done that, look, even the dots, even the holes line up. So the design of this was so clever. It would. Nicola said this would be a fab wedding table topper. Can you see now how that fits? So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can thread it through the hole and tie it off. Or you can do what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself another one. So I'm just going to run another one through. And then I'm going to take some power tape and put a little bit on the top and bottom. Because again, power tape is strong enough to hold this without us having a worry or a concern. There we go. That way I can place the heart right, tape it down, top and bottom. That won't move now. Yeah? Just going to trim off my excess. And then take my next heart that I've cut. I've let this overlap a little bit, so, but obviously you'd spend a little bit more time doing this. And again, glue on. And I'm just going to cover over then that seam. So it's completely sealed, but there I have my perfect stand-up heart. and I have my rotating heart in the middle. What was that one? What did sorry, the comments. I made something similar for my niece's wedding with lovebirds in the middle for the top table. She loved it. Oh yeah, brilliant idea. So, and again, then it's just a case of decorating it. But decorating it's easy. I've got a load of pearls and stick-on pearls and things out. But what I actually thought was, these are the flowers that come in the actual die set itself. So I'm not using anything other than the dies that come in the set. And you would spend a little bit more time, perhaps, and I'm done, making sure you keep anything, and this is why I wanted to stick flowers on, or stick something on, was so that you keep out of the line. You don't want anything to come over where it's going to spin. Yeah. So we're just going to have 3 little smaller flowers at the top there. And you can decorate however you want. I added stick-on pearls and all sorts of things and spent a lot of time doing it to get my original. But it's whatever you want to do. But it's so easy to do this one. I think it's a really good value. And of course, it's exactly the same. So it's exactly the same for the Christmas tree and exactly the same for the star. So if you're wanting to make this, of course, you can make the Christmas tree version. So we have a Christmas tree version at the same price of just £5. And we also have, where have I put the star? Oh, I put him down somewhere. I'm terrible for doing this. You have the star as well. So you can get hold of the star one if you want to, and you can do him one as well. But something completely different, but so easily. Sarah Jane's just said, great as table numbers for wedding tables or Christmas table or anniversary or anything. But easy. This sort of kinetic card, it's not something you can do that one. Jenny says, glad I put these in my basket. Yeah. Emma says she bought the heart. I thought you might like the heart, Emma. But at a £5, you can't go wrong. You really can't on these. At that price, you know, you can't go wrong because you're paying less than it probably costs to have them made, to be honest, to be fair. So, the other thing I wanted to show you was the rocker card. I thought this is such a clever, classy card. And again, only a £5. And you've got all of the panels. This is what they've done. They've included in here all of the panels that you need in the die set, which I thought was really, you know, all the mats and layers. Rather than using the metal for something else, they've done this one. Oh, Nicholas says, went back to shopping and these fell in my basket. Now I know what they make. Yeah, you don't get a clue until you see them. That's why we want to do these Facebook shows for you, is to show you how easy it is to do. So I've got one already cut, but I will cut one because I think it's always important. I bought the ticket card and one of the cats. Oh, nice. So let's grab ourselves a nice piece of coconut white. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. So it will fit A5 onto a piece of card, so you're not wasting a lot of card. And you just cut it as one piece. And all you have to do is run it through and cut it. You don't have to emboss or do anything. So, Nicola said she bought this one earlier because she liked the sample. Sample was made by Jane. It's beautiful. Don't worry, Margaret. Don't have to apologise to forget we were on. I will tell you at the end of Craft Cave the schedule that we've got for the rest of the year. So, because I think Peter and I have decided the schedule for the rest of the year this afternoon. We argued it out, we fought it out between us to not do too much, but also not leave anyone high and dry. But I will be back on Hobbycraft for 2 shows on Sky for the launch of Sky TV on Monday. So I can't remember the time off the top of my head, so we'll put that out. I'll let you all know on Friday's extra special live that we're doing for Black Friday. So that's cut. But can you see every piece is embossed? And all I've done is cut it. I haven't embossed the die or done anything. Meant rocket card and cat. Oh, which is the rocket? Ooh, Susan. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, is just fold that piece there. Yep. I'm then going to fold that up and fold that up. That's it. Oh, we'll put it on. We'll put the schedule on Facebook, Emma. Yeah, good point. Remind me tomorrow, but we will. I only got 4 prezzies to get, so I'll have some spare pennies. Do you know, Sam and I haven't bought any presents yet. I mean, I have got an awful lot. I will show you my Christmas tree when it's done. I'm doing it hopefully this weekend because I'm going for completely new colours this year. So I will show you that. But can you see then what you've got is you've got a little section that sticks up to stick anything to, like I've done the hearts. Yeah. And then the bottom is that little bit back so it actually rocks. But you can, if you want to, also fold that bit flat. So it's completely flat as well to give you an extra section. So you've got options of that. You can have it flat. You can actually even fold it back as well. It's got a fold section on, so you can fold it backwards. But that is, I tend to do that way to give me that piece. But if you want a flat bit, you've got that. You've got like a step. But if you saw the original, I'm going to try and find that for you. Bear with me a second. Because the sample that Jane made for this, here we go, is absolutely beautiful. It's with some ballet dancers on it. Here we go. But how gorgeous is that? She's used the hearts, the scalloped heart. She's decorated it with some, like a little inking on an embossing folder of hearts, and then put the With Love and the ballerinas on. I thought that was a really beautiful, clever way to do it. So I thought I'd go with some hearts and go with some flowers. So I've already put some hearts on. The actual, for the panels, it's really simple. Oh, who said that? Someone said, what was it? Beverly. A big thank you to Jane from the Art of Craft for sending me an extra stencil because the one I ordered had sold out. Oh, I will pass that, thank you. Evening, Christine. Loves this die. Do you remember this from first time round, Christine? It's beautiful. So, of course, you've got the die to cut that. So I grabbed some pink and I've cut that. And I made that and I put some little hearts on it. But it rocks. Is just what's so clever on this one. It really is. So what I was going to do is I've then taken this die because this was kind of my favourite. And I thought, well, we'll cut some foliage. And I've cut the flowers out. And I wanted to show you how beautifully they'd work on that. And I want to cut some foliage. So I never cut berry dies. I know everybody does them. But I don't really... I know it sounds awful. I really don't like berry. I'd rather do berries and use the actual dewdrops. I'd rather use our sort of pearl dimension. We couldn't call them pearl drops, unfortunately. Someone else had already taken that one. And my other idea was pearl accents, and someone had also had that one as well. So there we go. So I'm just going to pop these out. I'm going to cut a couple of these. But you can see how beautiful these branches are and how beautifully these cut. This is all in this same set at literally £7.50, and this should be, you're saving more than half price, because I think this set was supposed to be around, as I remember, this was supposed to be about £19, 18 or £19. It'll tell you online, but I never check, do I? I don't, I'm afraid, so I'm picking it up tomorrow. This is one not to be without. We still keep talking, Peter, Jane and I, about whether to redo PCD 01, which was the very first press cut die they did, and it was so beautiful. It, again, was another kinetic card. We were talking the other day as well about whether to redo a shutter card, because that proved so popular and people keep asking for it still. Deborah's placed the order for the rocking card. It's going to be perfect to make a baby card. Yeah, they're just spot on. The rocker card is beautiful. So here we go. And I haven't put the samples out. So I will take photographs of all the samples tomorrow and put those out on Facebook and Instagram. So a couple of sets of that. There we go. So what I've actually done is I'd already cut. So I'd obviously cut a rocker card. And you can see I've used that back as a support for the larger heart. The hearts might be on the Black Friday. The hearts, the stitch dot heart, might be on there. I got them sent to me and I thought they were on this show, but they're not. Emma says, do it, John. Bring back the first die. Yeah, I think that's probably a nice idea, actually, Emma. So here's my foliage. Let's pop that to one side. But this was so clever. So you get, with these Nellie Snellens, you get... Thank you. Samantha says amazing dies and prices tonight. The prices are getting less and less every week, aren't they? Gosh knows what. I think our last deal show is the 14th of December. I don't know what price we're going to be on by then, but it's going to be ridiculously cheap. And then you get these two beautiful ones, which again still fit onto the two sizes. There's not a mini one of this because you couldn't do a mini one of this because it's just too. It's too small that detail wouldn't cut. So, I'm just going to take, here I've got a bit of VersaFine Claire in a soft pink, and this one is baby pink. So all I want to do is just to work for this, is just colour around the edges a little bit. I'm using a brush because I want it really soft. I don't want it harsh. But this is what's great with the brush and die cuts. Can you see? It picks up that darker line where the die is chamfered it. I think it's so clever. So same idea, just doing almost the ends of the petals. But look how prettily they sit together. So I'm doing exactly the same with all of those shapes. Oh, bless. Nicola says she has my first stamps and dies. Trying to remember what was... I know the first one. I remember my sandwich box was the first one. So proud of that as a die. Because I'd worked out how to do it by hand, and then to make a die of something that you'd worked out on a scoreboard was just so clever. The joy in that was amazing. So we're just going to go that one. Emma says, keep the prices the same as they were then. To be honest, Emma, I don't think it ever went up either. The PCD 101 would be the same price as it was when it first launched. Graphs 2 are very good on that one. So I've just coloured those lightly. I'm just going to grab some tweezers. And what I want to do is just shape these petals slightly. So I'm just going to fold them up against that. Like that. There we go. So just doing all three sizes of those. And the idea was you could do different colour backwards and back colour behind them and stuff. Oh, Brenda says she's got the sandwich box. That was my favourite. That was my first ever die design. That was Jane's idea. Should turn that into a die. It's clever. So I'm taking these solid backers and I'm just going to pop these on. There we go. Offset, of course. Ball tool is one of the best things to stick your glued down bits with. Can you see it's a little bit different. So these would make really nice seahorses, not seahorses, sea stars. So there we go. And then I've got these ones which I'm just going to prick by hand. But all I'm going to do is, this is the thing with these rocker cards, you can really decorate beautifully well. Because you get a lot of space. And as long as you make sure you don't go over that bottom, it works so well. Oh, bless. Miriam said she's just ordered it. So I'm going to go with these at the top, the filigree, so you can actually see the filigree. And I know it's unusual, all sort of pinks and white, but I thought, what a lovely, really pretty collection. So I'm going to take the little bits. My daughter will inherit, says. Oh. So, question, when is the John Next Door birthday? Do something from the first die then. John Next Door birthday, I think, would be 8 years, or could be 9 years. The last time we celebrated it, I think, was 5th. And it's in June. I think it's June. Might be April. Can't remember. No, I think it's June. Is when we launched the first dies. Or the first collection. The first dies launched in November, because the very first year I didn't do a Christmas collection, which is weird because Christmas is my addiction. I already started on it this year. So let's just tucking in a little bit of green, just really makes it, I don't know, makes it pop. But you can see there, just using those flowers, and of course there's a space there for our sentiment, whatever we want it to be, but you've got a really pretty card, but also look, that still rocks and sits flat, and it will sit, if I've got weights, the weight's more to one side, so it's now sitting off more, so you can see it's sort of sitting like that rather than like that. It sits like that because that's where I've put the weight on. So just works really cleverly. So that is our rocker card. That is a ridiculous bargain for one of the first press cut dies ever done. Press cut number 16 in the original packaging. Before I got, you know, I changed it 2 or 3 times. That's before I'd even got my hands on it. You know, absolutely love that. Now, the last one I want to show you through is the first die we did, because there are 2 or 3 different, and I noticed quite a few of these have already sold out. So I wanted to show everybody how to do them. Can you believe it? I'm out of hand sanitizer. I really do need to get another big squeezy bottle. Mine is literally, there's nothing left in it, it's empty. I'm having to use an alcohol wipe. These were given to us free and were going to landfill, which is the only reason I'm using them, because they're out of date. They're a medical grade ones and out of date, so it's the only reason I'm using them. You know what I'm like with them. So this is these open up cards. These are really clever, okay? So what they've done is the dies are, and I mean really glued on, they're not going to fall off. The dies have been glued onto a piece of perspex or plastic, exactly the right size. Yeah, so exactly the right size. So it's designed to be 11 inches by 5.5 inches, just like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut a piece of card down to size. You're going to put the plastic bit on top. Then you're going to tape it down to your board, because you can't tape it to the card. Oh, Home Bargains, John, they do. I can't go in Home Bargains, Brenda, because if Sam knew how much I'd spent on new cheap baubles from Home Bargains already, I went in the other day just to buy a couple of them. Oh, yeah. And I spent £35. So I'd get killed. So what I want to do is you need to reduce your sandwich because of that perspex. So in what I'm using, I take out the metal shim and any shims. So I go to the thinnest. So this would be, instead of you using like a 5mm, if you use base plate 5mm, 3mm, for this you would use base plate and 2 3mm, which you get with most machines. With the Gemini 2 that I'm using the orange plate that comes with the orange plate that comes with the tangerine, and then one of our 3mm thin plates. And that's all you need. So you need to do that, and that's all you cut. And basically you just peel it off. Now it's clipped on. What you want to do, it's got these special foam things to push the bits out. So just make sure you pull out every little bit of the snowflake. So dig in and take it out, yeah? It's absolutely fine where it's already cut. And it's got foam to push the bits out, the spare bits. Very cleverly designed, but just spend a little bit of time just easing all of your bits out. Yeah, like that. Then you want to cut yourself a card to go over the top. So I'm going to bring in my big guillotine. If you have missed out on the big guillotine, wait for Black Friday. So all I'm going to do is 5.5 by 11 and fold it in half. I do all my folding now on my big guillotine, on my 12 by 12. Oh, Nicola says she has a few of these dies, different brands, so curious how these come out. Very clever, very, very clever, really are. So what you do is, there's a fold lines on here, so I'm going to pop the bits back. There's a fold line there, 2 little lines, they fold, yep, and that folds. That's it. Yeah, how clever is that? But look, how 3D is it? So you could spend, and you would spend, a lot of time decorating this. But what I would actually do is, I've cut myself a piece of mirror card in silver to put behind to look really nice. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my silver card. Nicola says, I love my 12 by 12 guillotine. Would be lost without the measurements grids. I would be lost without my 12 by 12. If you haven't got a 12 by 12, or you've got a couple of others and you want the 8 by 8 or the smaller one, then wait for the Black Friday. I will be here to tell you all about the Black Friday on Friday. I'll be going live at 6 o'clock because I know our Lisa goes live at 7. So I'll be going live at 6 on Friday to show you all the take you through some of the Black Friday deals. One of them, I'm going to tell you now, is a set of our dies, of Crafts 2 dies, newish ones, not that old, that are less than cost. They are less than they cost to be made. So really, really worth tuning in on Friday to find out. And the Black Friday deals will only go through until midnight Sunday. So midnight Sunday. So midnight sort of Friday, going into Friday. Yeah, no, Lisa and I always try to make sure that we don't go on at the same time. We always try not to cross over. So I will be seeing her on Monday to say, I've got to go on. I'm going to go on at 6. And I know she normally goes on at 7 on a Friday. That's why I don't do Fridays, is because we're not those sort of people. Lisa and I both make sure that we keep it separate. Oh, Lisa goes live at 6:30. Right. So I will talk to our Lisa on Monday, because I'll be seeing her on Monday, and see if there's anything I can do. Maybe I'll go a little bit earlier, because we don't like to do that. Little scrap of card. Going to drop that in. So I've glued one side in. Can you see there? I'm going to fold it. Don't glue till you've folded. And then press. Great for Christmas. Nicola says, don't tell me that. I've got your whole collection. Great for Christmas presents. But yeah, there's going to be some amazing deals on Black Friday. And we've never done Black Friday before. So join me at 6 o'clock on Friday for that. And I'll understand if people switch off at 6:30 for our Lisa. But then, look at that. Then you can decorate that however you want. But look, It's as thick as a normal card. It's only 5.5 inches, a normal post. Crafter says she loves her set of guillotines. But you've got the most beautiful pop-up snowflake, or Santa's sleigh, or a church, or the thing. Susan says the best thing she ever bought on the deals was the guillotines. No, go later as I work till 6. Michael, I will see what I can do. We like to make sure, all of us, because we are all friends, we all talk, we all get on. We like to make sure that all of us don't try and crash each other and overtake each other. So that's why, you know, I have Wednesdays and Lisa doesn't go live on a Wednesday or a Sunday. I don't do anything on a Friday because she has Fridays. You know, we all try and, those of us that talk together, all try and share. Oh, good evening, Margaret, who's just said hello to us. Right, so please remember, click over and have a look on the Art of Craft for these bargains. They are available whilst they're there. Emma's got 2 out of 3. Well, might be a chance to get the 3rd as a Christmas present, Emma. There's going to be some amazing bargains. So I will be back in 5 minutes' time, or less than that, in 4 minutes' time for Craft Cave Live, where we're going to be playing with our haberdashery, and we're going to be making a thing. We're going to be making a scrapbook, which I haven't done in ages. Jacqueline says, love the pop-up, but I've just trouble with what to do with the card front. Make yourself a stamped front. Do something like that. Oh. Or like the stamped one I did on the front. You can do whatever you could do on a front. It's really thin. Jan, it's worth the investment, but wait till I go live on Saturday, on Friday for Black Friday. Don't get it now. Get it when I go live on Black Friday. A, because you want the deal, and I won't know until I go live if I've got any special codes or anything. So wait for us to go live. And secondly, obviously, I want the sales to go in while I'm live, because then it looks like I'm doing my job. But yeah, so great ideas. I've got to go now, guys. But I will see you on... in 3 minutes' time over on John Next Door Official for Craft Cave Live. If you're not joining me for that, then join me on Friday night here at 6 o'clock for the launch of our Black Friday 48-hour extravaganza weekend. Ridiculous prices, some amazing deals, and I'm sure there'll be some freebies and things in there as well. So join us then. If not, take care, guys.